Time to go back to the past, to watch the underrated movies and have a blast. Watch potatoes get mashed. Mow the grass. God, it's hard to keep this show G-rated. Well, why don't we just skip the fact that I am obviously no Dr. Seuss and just get on with today's review. That would probably be less awkward. So, come on, Mr. Editor. Let's go. You see through it, I review it. Why? Take it, Boy George.
He needs adventure. Adventure means trouble. 9 lives is cool if you're using the wise. Just look at this place full of darkness and rubble. Francis has come to see death with his eyes.
Hello and welcome to Bambi Man Audio Reviews, the show where I discuss movies that not enough people talk about. Now, as a fellow film fanatic and also newfound viewer, I definitely have many different idols who I credit towards inspiring me to following my filmmaking and critical reviewing dreams, such as Doug Walker, Bob Show, Tony Goldmark, JonTron, Bill Nage, the list goes on. However, one of the biggest inspirations for me is none other than filmmaker James Rolfe, creator of the website cinemassacre.com, which is home to several series such as Bored James, You Know What's Bullshit, James and Mike Mondays, and of course Rolfe's most famous series and creations, The Angry Video Game Nerd, which has gone on to become one of the most highly successful web series of the 21st century, and has also become one of my personal favorite internet web creations, along with the other reviewers I mentioned earlier. As such, today we're talking about the 2014 comedy sci-fi adventure film Angry Video Game Nerd the Movie, co-directed and starring James Rolfe as the famous nerd himself, and is also co-directed by one of Rolfe's old filmmaking friends and television producer of the famed television series Duck Dynasty, Kevin Finn.
Let's get serious, or should I say, let's get dangerous.
The film starts out as a video game company called Cockburn Inc. is creating a sequel to one of the so-called worst video games of all time, E.T., and decides that in order to endorse this game and double their profits, they need the famed video game nerd, who is just referred to as Nerd throughout this entire film, by the way, to review it on his own show. The nerd, of course, refuses, seeing how it caused him so much torment as a younger gamer, but reluctantly, after a series of nightmares, and hearing some conspiracies of the alleged Atari landfill, and how all the E.T. cartridges and several other games were buried in the middle of the desert at that ill-fated location, he decides to embark on a road trip of sorts to the desert landfill with his cameraman friend Cooper and one of the video game company representatives named Mandy to see if the legends really are true. However, they come across this psychotic general named Dark Onward, and also his crew at Area 51, who will do everything in his power to do away with trespassers getting too close to that little patch of dirt. Soon enough, the nerd finds himself in an epic adventure full of movie references, sci-fi action, and more random stuff, as he soon discovers more and more how this simple little game may very well have more of a bigger story than he would have ever discovered. Now I know what some of you are probably thinking. Dude, don't you know the mixed reaction the film has gotten from both fans and critics alike? Why should this particular film be held to the same standards as something like Feliday? Why even bring it up at all? Well, I personally feel that this film's backlash is kind of unfounded. I think most people going into this movie just aren't aware that it's supposed to be silly and ridiculous and all around cheesy. It's called Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. What do you expect? Heck, even Finn and Rolfe have stated many times that this movie is a tribute of sorts to many classic B movies of the past. So, anyone going in expecting acting, writing, or effects that are Oscar-worthy, quote-unquote, should know that going into the cinematic adventure. Aside from that, what else should be commended for in this film? Well,
let's take a look at Nerd! The movie.
First off, it's actually kind of refreshing to see a sci-fi B film of this nature that actually revolves around an actual place and event. In this case, the Atari landfill and E.T. game conspiracy. And not only is it a clever fictional plot woven in with this particular event, it's also a nice satire of the gaming community in general. The way that the gamers react to the game sequel and the way they go crazy when the nerd is around and are willing to buy anything is an excellent example into how Rolfe and Finn not only create an imaginative story, but also manage to weave in this clever little reference to how crazy gamers and game reviewer fans can get, well, nuts. Second off, the acting is really solid all around. Rolfe makes the nerd. He just owns it. In fact, it's actually refreshing to see that he actually sort of downplays the character's personality than he does in the web series, and not have him just be angry all the time and kicking and screaming. There are actually moments where the character will actually slow down and breathe, allowing a moment to sink in. Kind of like the newer Nerd episodes, actually. Sarah Glendinning, who reminds me of an older version of Molly Quinn from Castle, and Jeremy Suarez, famous for his roles in The Bernie Mac Show and Brother Bear, do great as Cooper and Mandy. They're fun, colorful, and also work very well with the nerd's offbeat, swearing, nerdy personality. The real stars of this movie, though, are Stephen Mandel as Onward and Time Winters as Dr. Louis Zandor. Mandel is hilariously over the top, while his assistant McButter, played by actress stuntwoman Helena Barrett, is wonderfully stiff and reserved. Winters is an incredibly genuine and sweet and Alec Guinness-ish actor as Zandor. He's just a treasure in this role. I highly hope he gets more work in the future. Third off, the effects, being mostly a tribute to classic B movies, are wonderfully cheap, yet practical when they need to be, and big and epic when they need to be. Everyone who worked on the effects deserves a medal for awesomeness in detail, size, scope, and cool. Overall, while this film may certainly not be for everybody, if you're actually in the mood for a cheesy, ridiculous bit of fun made with love from a group of filmmakers with pure cinematic heart, then AVG in the movie is certainly the picture worth checking out. The film is available for purchase on YouTube, as well as on DVD and Blu-ray from Amazon, for those who are interested to see how two crazy filmmakers made a work of cleverness with help from a crew of literally hundreds, or maybe thousands. Check it out and see a film of true, pardon the pun, nerdiness. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I'm the Bambi Man reminding you that if it's classic or crap, you see through it, I review it. Now I know that I haven't exactly talked about anything that's pure crud as of yet, but I'm sure I can find something to talk about that's true shiitake mushrooms like... I wonder if Rob Schneider ever graduated from the Prometheus School of Running Away from Things? Sorry, revenge plot going here.